Neville Goddard taught us to live in the end. Do that, and your external world has no choice but to reflect that end back to you. But what do you do if your current reality right now is completely different than that end, that wish fulfilled you're wanting? How can you navigate that? How can you stay in the emotions of living in the end during the transition of your current reality to that end? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to do that. I'm going to also show and share with you common mistakes and mix-ups people have in regards to living in the end. And I'm going to show you practical ways and perspectives so that you can start tapping into the power this technique can really have in your life. It can change your life. And I believe that if you watch until the end, this video can dramatically shift the way you see your entire life. So let's get started. The big part of living in the end is rooted in who you are being. I believe Wayne Dyer said, you do not get what you want, but you will always get who you are being, a reflection of that being. And Dr. Joe Dispenza also talks about this. His work is rooted in this. Your electromagnetic signature is who you are being, thoughts and feelings. So when it comes to living in the end, you've got to be very clear on who you are being. So I'm going to give you an example so that you can understand what this looks like, because so often it's so abstract. How do I know when I'm being and not being, and I'm in this reality, but I'm wanting that reality? What's going on? Well, let's break it down. So I have two different versions of you, right? So this is going to be an example specifically in regards to trying to manifest or attract a relationship. But this dynamic can be applied to every single thing, money, career, whatever you want. So in your current reality, if you're wanting to manifest love, but you have an assumption, realize that assumption and belief are synonymous. And all a belief is, or an assumption, it's an idea you're holding to be true. Now, because of your unique experiences in life and also because of your environment you grew up in, you have reasons on why you're holding on to this belief. It probably kept you safe to some degree. It got some kind of need met. So if you have an assumption that you're going to be abandoned, if you have an assumption that you have to earn or prove it to somebody to have connection, and maybe also you have an assumption or belief that you're not good enough. So this being, this version of you is going to have a reality, a reflection that showcases this back, right? Maybe people are very non-committal. Maybe they're there one minute and they're gone another. They're just very inconsistent. Maybe you do have people show up where they're like, yeah, I need you to earn it. I need you to show up in a certain way so that then I'll give you the thing you need. More of a transactional relationship. And then at the end of it, you have different reasons and why you feel not good enough. Different people, situations, circumstances that are reflecting back this belief. That is very much everybody is you pushed out. Everyone is your beliefs pushed out. Also, the lens on how you see the world. You have a perceptional bias. You will block out everything. Dr. Bruce Lipton says we have 50 million bits of information coming into our subconscious per second. And we filter out everything. Get out of here. All those other things we filter out, other than 40. And those 40 are the ones that will fit inside this self-concept we have of ourselves. If your wish fulfilled looks like a loving, safe relationship where you believe you're whole and complete as you are, you don't need anything from outside of you. Outside of you is just reflecting back that whole and complete you. That you feel and you believe, you assume you're worthy of love, you're deserving of love. Your current reality in this will reflect those things. Everybody has your beliefs pushed out. There are people, circumstances, situations that are going to reflect this. These are basically two different shows, two different Netflix shows. You can go through and scroll your menu and you click on one. That's going to be entire reality based on this character. You click out of that, you go to another show, you click on that, and that is going to be an entirely different world and reality full of different characters. That's how powerful this is. Now, what the hell do you do if your current reality looks so different than the one you want? I'm going to give you this example to start helping you understand how you can do exactly that. So we're talking about relationships. So say you met somebody and you're like, okay, oh, you're texting. Ooh, yeah. Ooh la la. And you really like this person. You're starting to really like that attention back from them. Things are going pretty good. And then all of a sudden they stop texting. They kind of ghost. It's been a day and y'all had been texting for, multiple times a day, and all of a sudden they're not. Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's going on? Maybe they don't like me. Maybe I said something. Did I say something? Oh gosh, you start scrolling up, you start looking through the feed. Oh God, that was a little bit weird. Maybe they think I'm weird. Oh God, maybe they're not interested anymore. Oh God, this always happens. I do this to myself. Now, the reason I'm moving backwards is because I am in this reality. I have placed meanings on situations to exemplify this, to reflect this, right? So I actually have started to self-abandon in that example. I assume that person is leaving me. The only thing certain in that moment is me neglecting and abandoning myself by assuming that their behavior has anything to do with me and thinking, oh man, I must have not worked hard enough. God, at the end of the day, I'm not good enough. I'm going to end up alone. If I don't make this work, I have nobody. So the desperation, the neediness, oh no, maybe I should call him, maybe I should text him, maybe I shouldn't, oh gosh. And your whole day is consumed with this lack, this feeling of, I need you to do something, but that person's there, I'm going to end up all alone. It can go on and on and on in different iterations of that. Now, that same situation, somebody's not texting you back. How would that look in the end that you're looking for, that wish fulfilled? Oh, this person, that's interesting. Like talking to them. I wonder what's going on. Maybe they have a family situation. Maybe their phone broke. Maybe they're really busy at work. I'm not sure. Okay. Well, I know this has nothing to do with me, and I'm not going to assume it does. Maybe I'll reach out to a friend, go for a walk. Maybe I'll go do something artistic. Maybe I'll go to a play. Maybe I'll go see a movie. I'm not distracting myself. But I am not assuming that what they're doing is about me, because I know I'm whole and complete. I know I'm deserving. I know I'm worthy. And I'm being in that place. I am interpreting the situation in alignment with the inversion of me, who knows my worth, who knows my value. As you start to see how you're interpreting situations is basically the fork in the road on what state of being you're in, and you will not be in your current reality, in this belief system, in these assumptions, and experience this. You can think of it, you can spend a lot of times affirming, trying to get this over here, but realize you will not pull your wish fulfilled, you will not pull that end you're looking for into this current reality. You have to let go of the you are being in this reality so that you can have space and come over here. Dr. Joe Dispenza has a lot of work in this. It's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is one of his books, which I highly recommend. It talks about how our personality is basically what creates our personal reality. So the more you understand, okay, what meaning, what label am I placing on this situation? How am I interpreting it? And what version of me would hold that interpretation? That person doesn't want to go out with me because I'm not good enough. Or, oh wow, that's nice to know that person isn't interested because they aren't where I am and they're not who I'm looking for. So that helps me get closer because I know I'm worthy. And the more I stay with myself here, the more I'll find the reflection of people who are emotionally available. So who are you being moment to moment? Using experiences that have already happened can help you practice this, and then you can start applying it to your present situation. The more and more you get really clear, because this was a big one for me, self-abandonment, I would reject myself on a moment to moment basis, not realizing it, and then was wondering, why can't I have this loving relationship? Why are people so flaky? And why do they abandon me and they're inconsistent? Why can't I have this? Well, who was I being? I was being flaky. I was being inconsistent by constantly leaving what I needed and assuming it was something I did. So the more and more you start to do this, the more and more your life can radically change. Mine did. I started to learn my self-abandonment. I started to uncover the roots of the misunderstanding that I felt I wasn't deserving and worthy. The one way you can really get into it is realize this. Right here, whatever it is you desire, whether it be about money, this relationship, whatever, your wish fulfilled, your end that you want is your true self. That is your authenticity, okay? Anything, probably in your current reality, that goes against over here is something that was taught to you, shown to you, or you perceived was your value. It's a misunderstanding. That was formed before you were 5 years old, most likely. Realize that parts of your life, and oh, I'm not good enough because my family didn't show up for me emotionally, or I didn't get what I needed growing up. And in some cases, obviously, physically treated poorly. Realize that is not a reflection of your worth. That is a reflection of the other person and their lack of emotional maturity, their trauma, their wounds. You can have reactions to it and be upset that that happened, absolutely. And you can choose to let it go and let that be about them and not about you. Heal those wounds so that you can step in to your true alignment of what you really deserve. The more and more you understand this, who are you being? What version of you is interpreting that? Is it self-rejecting, or is it realizing this has nothing to do with me? I'm staying with me. I'm going to take care of me. Every time you do this, it's going to be easier. You're going to literally use the power of neuroplasticity to shift your brain and create that new version of you, changing your electromagnetic signature and living in the end. Then that end is going to be reflected in your outside world. Now that you understand how to live in the end, it's important for you to permanently let go of those old beliefs so you can raise your vibration, aka your consciousness level, so your reality will naturally reflect that. This next video is going to teach you and show you exactly how to do that. Thank you so much for watching. I love y'all. If you like this, click that like. If you haven't done so already, join this community. See you on the next one.